Yo, what is happening, guys? Welcome back to the Let's Talk Fighting channel. As you can tell by the title on the thumbnail today, we will be touching on the King Kenny versus Mymatenate fight on the King Bing boxing tournament that is coming up this Saturday. Now, I will put them on screen around me. I'm actually doing a couple videos. You'll probably get like 5 videos today or something. 4 based around the Kingpin tournament. You're going to get like separate ones of me talking about Kenny versus Nate, giving my opinions, Gibb versus McBroom, Jarvis versus Cincinnati, and then you will get the actual video together, which will be predicting all of the fights on the card. But this will kind of just be separate videos touching on that specific matchup, just to like be able to give my opinion a little bit more without having like a 40-minute long video. So I'm a separate. But today we'll be talking about King Kenny versus Mymatenate. Now, this is actually, I think, one of the most underrated fights on this card, 100%. I think this is going to be the best technical fight on the card. I'm pretty sure I said this originally whenever it got announced, whenever the names got picked out. But King Kenny, obviously, he started off, he fought some hard opponents. He fought Temper, he fought Sensei. He was losing on that. Then he came back, he beat DK Money, knocked him out, and then he fought Raksu. And the thing was, when he fought Raksu, we obviously all thought that he was going to easily beat Raksu because he was the far superior boxer. And I still don't think that, although he lost to Raksu, the Raksu is the better boxer. I think it still proved King Kenny was the better boxer. He had the better job. He is the better fundamental type technical boxer. But he just wouldn't let his right hand go, and that's why Raksu kept pushing the pace, just kept putting it on him, and Kenny wouldn't let his right hand go, and that was it, and that's why he lost that fight. Now, coming into this, King Kenny versus Mymatenate. Now, all the advantages, disadvantages that Mymatenate has is he's only boxed with headgear on, and he's only boxed with, I believe, 16-ounce gloves. King Kenny has had, 4 fights now that has been no head guard, 10-ounce gloves, so he's going to have the advantage in this type of boxing rules because he knows what it feels like to be punched without the head guard. He knows what it feels like to be punched with the 10-ounce gloves. He knows what it feels like to be in that realm where Mymatenate has yet to experience that because he's been boxing with heavier gloves, with head guard and all that. So he's going to be at a disadvantage in that he's not going to have the in-ring experience for that against Kenny. Although Mymatenate, I think, will actually prove to give Kenny problems because I think he will come forward. He seems like a nice guy, but he seems like a tough guy, and I think he's going to come forward, and I think he's going to put it on Kenny. And I do believe that this fight all comes down to how Kenny reacts. Will Kenny let his right hand go, or will he be hesitant again? Now, keep in mind, Kenny lost to Raksu, someone he should not have lost to. So now he is coming into this fight with everything to lose. If Kenny loses this fight, the hype around Kenny kind of dies off. Because when Kenny first came in, he fought Temper. He got the controversial win, then it got flipped. Temper should have won. Same with Sensei. And, a lot of people were saying Kenny's a really good boxer. He has the best job in the YouTube boxing scene, which I would actually agree with. I think he has the best job in the YouTube boxing scene. I think he's one of the better defensively gifted YouTube boxers, definitely. It was just always his offense in the case of he was too scared to let his right hand go. And the times that he did let his right hand go, he was against opponents like Face Sensei, who is a tough opponent anyway. So I think that kind of like knocked his confidence a little bit, and that's why he didn't let it go. But I think that this fight comes down to, will King Kenny let his right hand go? Will he actually set up the 1-2? Will he throw the right hooks? Will he plan to inflict damage and try to knock Mymatenate out? Or is he going to stay on the job again and let Mymatenate control the pace, control the ring, and do all that? Now, I believe what Kenny has to do, Kenny has to come out, he has to use his jab. I believe instead of boxing backwards, I believe he has to come forwards. He has to push the pace. He has to use his jab. He has to be aggressive, put combos together, use that right hand, put the pressure on, hit those combos. I don't think Mymatenate's going to back down easy. He looks like the type of guy who can take a punch, who can take a beating. I think he's going to keep coming forward, and I think it's important for Kenny that when Mymatenate comes forward, Kenny does not back up. He has to keep coming forward and basically say to him, one of us is going to have to back up, and it ain't going to be me, and kind of put that pressure on and put that on and be like, right, I've been hit with 10-ounce gloves, you haven't. I've been hit without the head guards, you haven't. And use his in-ring experience and also just his in-ring experience for the gloves and the head guard, but also his in-ring experience in general of being in that many times with such high opponents in the YouTube boxing scene. I think Mymatenate has to come in and really put the pressure on. I think what his best game plan would be is if he pushed, he got in close, and he roughed him up a little bit, and he kind of, I wouldn't say intimidated, but kind of roughed Kenny up a little bit and got Kenny to back up a little bit. Maybe if Kenny froze, if my mate Nate counters, Nate was saying, I'm going to wait until he makes a mistake, which he will. Then I will jump on it. So he's planning on Kenny making a mistake somewhere in this fight, and he plans on when Kenny makes that mistake, that's when he will jump at that opportunity, and that's when he will finish this fight and win. And that's what I think he needs to do. I think he needs to let Kenny come forward a little bit, but I think he needs to go right back at Kenny. I think they basically need to have the same game plan. You need to basically just take center of the ring and take control, and basically do not let your opponent have any confidence, build any confidence, put anything together. And he just needs to make Kenny pay. When Kenny overextends, which he does sometimes, especially when he does let his right hand go, it's tend to overextend. When he does that, make him pay, make him back up, and make him result on that jab and stop and freeze the right hand. Then you can come forward, and then you can start to do damage. But that is like the overall like thought process. Kenny has the experience of the in ring, the head guards, the gloves. My mate Nate, he just seems like a tough guy, and he, I don't know if it's this act being nice and all to try and get inside Kenny's head. I don't think it's an act, but I don't know. Whether he's a nice guy or not, I think he's going to come and he's going to try and take Kenny's head off. And I think this is going to be the best technical fight of the night. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes the distance, but I'm not going to give you my prediction right now. Like I said, I'm going to do a video in general based on all my predictions for all the fights. I'm just doing these videos to kind of give that little bit of a breakdown separate in a video. So it ain't like a 40-minute long video. So if you want to hear about one particular fight, you can have it. But yes, that's what I think Kenny needs to do. That's what I think my mate Nate needs to do. I do think it's going to be the most technical battle. I definitely do think it's going to be fun. And who knows? Who knows? We might get an upset. We never know. And I'm excited for this one. Let me know in the comments below what you think as well. But I ain't going to waste much more time. If you are looking for my predictions, then you can go over to the channel and it will probably be dropped the exact same time as this. But as always, think positive, test negative, have an amazing day, stay safe, and I'll see you in one of the other 4 videos that I posted today. So, peace.